Hi, welcome back to Food Related. In today's video, we're going to use some beetroot out of our garden to make these lovely beetroot chips. So here we've got some really lush looking beetroot. So we're going to pull some of these, give them a wash and then a peel, and then we'll get into it. Just look at that. Absolutely beautiful. So what I'm trying to do here is thin it out and take some of the bigger ones out of the middle, just to give some of the others a bit more room to grow, because I did sow them quite thickly, because we also use these greens in stir fries and steaming them. Absolutely beautiful. So here we got our beetroot fresh out of the garden, and just look at the colour. It's so bright and vibrant. So all I'm going to do now is top and tail these, get these ropey bits off. We'll peel them and then we'll go from there. Look at that, absolutely stunning. Alright, so now we're just going to peel them. I can't remember what variety this was. We've got about 4 different varieties in the garden at the moment. Quite surprised to see it come out with quite a white colour on the surface here. But you can see in the middle, it's absolutely stunning. And when we use the mandolin to slice these in a moment, it'd be cool to see the cross section. So you don't need to be too particular about this, just want to get most of it off. And we're back. So by peeling it, we're getting all the roots off, all the gnarly little bits that we don't really want to eat. Although you'd only get a small part of it, we don't really want that. That'll be good for our compost. So now let's talk about how we're going to get them nice and thin. You could use a knife, you could use a food processor, but today we are going to use a mandolin. Now if you haven't used one of these before, you need to be super careful. Basically you're pushing through the blade here. I've got a guard because I cherish my fingers. So we're going to slice them nice and thin. The beauty of the mandolin is it gives you even slices, and you can get them really nice and thin, just like chips or crisps. So let's get into it. Alright, so here we go with the mandolin. We can start off just by slicing like this, and it gives us nice thin little chippies. a good idea, a good tip is always to have the flat of your hand, don't have your fingers like this, so you're kind of pushing through, but as you can see it's going to be a lot easier with a guard. And this end bit, I'm not going to worry about it too much, but look how beautiful that is, and it'd be cool to see if that actually stays that colour when we cook it. And there we have it, folks. Some beautiful sliced beetroot. So because we want to make this into a healthy snack, what we're going to do is use about 2 teaspoons of olive oil, that's all. Just to get enough on them to coat them, and then we're going to lay them out on these baking sheets. They're going to go in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes at about 200 degrees centigrade until they get nice and crispy. So the idea here is that you're trying to separate the beetroot layers and you're trying to get a little bit of oil on each one. Now at this stage of the process you could add some herbs, maybe some thyme that goes well with beetroot. You might put some seasonings on it, some spices, but not salt. I'm going to put my salt on afterwards as they come out of the oven. Probably should have got a bigger bowl for this. Okay. Oh. So we're just going to lay them out. Probably going to need a few more sheets with the amount of beetroot that we cut up. The idea is you try not to overlap them too much. Looks like the wind's getting up. And now we're ready for the oven. Now we bake. And we're back. So our beetroot chips are nice and crispy. They probably took about 35-40 minutes at about 200 degrees. So, oh, a bit windy today. So we'll get them in the bowl. They're still warm. And while they're still warm, we'll get some salt on them. Not too much. So we only used 2 teaspoons of oil. I reckon we probably could have gone with a little bit more, but these are nice and crunchy and they're very sweet. So shall I bring in the #1 taster and she can have a taste and let us know what they taste like. Oh, you took the biggest one. So how do they taste? Is that all we get? A thumbs up? A double thumbs up. So easy recipe, 3 ingredients. If you grow beetroot yourself, which is very easy to do, beetroot, oil and a bit of salt. Alright, go away now. So this recipe you could apply to a lot of different root vegetables. Carrots, parsnips, beetroot obviously works quite well. Even potatoes. You can make your own potato chips this way. Might be a bit difficult because of the starch, but they have a similar kind of effect. The more oil you use, the kind of crispier they're going to get, and these will be gone in no time. If you like this video and you'd like to see more things like this, hit that thumbs up button. If you're new, subscribe, and yeah, plenty more content coming your way.